Hey folks, welcome back to the Mr. Global channel. Vladimir Putin steamrolls Donald Trump. Wow. That is a quote from Fox News, of all places. We're going to get into why. This is much bigger than I think most people realize, and I haven't commented on this at all, and I honestly haven't watched hardly any news or content about it either. But we're going to get into that. Before I get started, please like and subscribe, share. Really appreciate all my new followers. So what we saw today with the Trump-Putin meeting, Trump getting steamrolled, Putin getting what he wanted and just leaving. They canceled the luncheon. They didn't even have the luncheon they were supposed to have. Obviously, no deal was struck. And that is because this entire thing was planned by Putin. He came over here. He made Trump look weak. He made himself look strong. And he left. And Donald Trump and his team don't even realize that. And that is the problem. When you elect someone to the highest office in the land, even if they don't have a really good grasp or grip of political strategy, of how you manage these things, at the very least, you surround yourself with people who do. People that can help you plan. People that can walk you through it at the very least. And we don't have that in this administration. This administration knows nothing of political strategy when it comes to foreign leaders. Their whole thing is for just Donald Trump to run over everybody, to use the power of the United States, to use our wealth and military strength to run over everybody, instead of this much more complex game of chess that world political leaders typically play. Donald Trump has absolutely no business being in a room with Vladimir Putin. And the sad part about this is, our society is in a state where we have become so dumbed down that in order to win the presidency of the United States, you just have to get down on people's level and bring them to your side. It's not complicated what Donald Trump has done to regain the White House. But winning over the hearts and minds of Americans is not that hard. We live in a society that is fueled by entertainment value. That's all we care about. We don't care about the important things anymore. But if you're gonna strategize against Vladimir Putin, a lifelong nearly world leader, former KGB, you have to be on the top of your game. You have to be one of the best to even sit down at a table with that guy. And that's not a compliment to Vladimir Putin. That's just a fact. He did not get where he is and stay in power the way he has by being anything at all like Donald Trump. Donald Trump has done what he's done through the media and through dumbing himself down, talking in a way to people that excites them. That's not Vladimir Putin's path. That is not what he's done. So it's very, this was an example of exactly how weak the whole country has become. Because we put people like Donald Trump in office, people that they don't know how anything works, and they refuse to surround themselves with people that do. And that is exactly what Donald Trump has done. He's surrounded himself with loyalists. I would beg anyone to show us one person in Donald Trump's administration that has any business dealing with Vladimir Putin and Russia. Seriously. sometimes the most important thing to know is what you don't know. That goes for you and your team that you build around you. And that is probably one of Donald Trump's biggest flaws, is that he has no idea what he doesn't know because he's surrounded by yes men. Nobody will tell him the truth about anything. They just say, yes, Mr. President. No matter how ridiculous the idea or the remark or the comment, they just say, yes. Yes, Mr. President. So this was an absolute complete failure. And what is going to be the effect of this, right? What's going to happen now because of this? I think it's safe to say probably be better off if this meeting had not happened at all. But I think Donald Trump was holding this meeting to help himself politically. He was so worried about getting a Nobel Peace Prize, and he was so worried about showing the American people that he wanted the death and destruction in that war to stop. Because he wants to be somebody. And he was obviously extremely unprepared. And I wouldn't expect him to be prepared for that if he didn't have the right people around him. There's not very many presidents, honestly, that I would expect to be able to just do that on their own. That's why you got to have a good team of people around you. You know, even someone like Barack Obama, would need a lot of help in that area. And he is much more intelligent and much more thoughtful about this kind of stuff than Donald Trump is. He would need a lot of help. But he also knows what he doesn't know. And he would be in search of that help. He would be glad to receive that help, and he would do a much better job because of that help, because of the people he surrounds himself with. You're not going to get that with Donald Trump. You're never going to get that with Donald Trump. He's going to be surrounded by stooges and lackeys. And what is his response going to be when he sees the opinions, especially of Fox News, saying he got steamrolled? He's probably going to take this out on somebody else, is probably what's going to happen. He's going to need to show strength or something. But just from what I have seen, a complete disaster. A complete disaster. And you know what they're going to be reporting in Russia. You know what they're going to be playing on the news in Russia. They're going to be playing that Fox News clip talking about how Vladimir Putin steamrolled the president of the United States because they need a lot of support over there for their war effort because it's not super popular. So he basically just gave Vladimir Putin everything he needed to continue. Jeez Louise. All right, well, let me know what you think in the comments. I really appreciate all my new followers and subscribers. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys soon.